because he's a bad man.
Let's talk about this.
Before we start, Maestro,
Sure.
I forgot. What's your name again? I forgot.
Constantine.
Constantine. That's it, man.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, I actually, but your real life name is also Max, like.
Yeah, exactly. So that's quite easy.
That's
Maybe you're called Maestro as well. I don't know.
Well, Maestro is like my alter ego. It's like you have Bruce Wayne and Batman. So
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so basically we can start. I'm here with an amazing person. Just to me, he's now a legend in SOF2 world. Mr. Max himself, Funker, the winner of the MK4 tournament we did, and yeah, beautiful to have you, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and so basically, I'm just gonna start with a small introduction, and it's presented and brought to you by MDK Mr. 2. You may have heard of this guy. Yeah, so...
Yes, I did.
In the immortal words of the legendary MDK Mr. 2, aka MR2, who has been with us on all these matches and is a huge, actually, competitor himself. And, and I quote, most impressive debut of all time for basically a rookie. And then Max has quickly put himself in the GOAT conversation. He has defeated every previous champion in one tournament. One guy even 2 times in a row. And then the 2-time champion in only 4 maps. And has made his finals opponent to shit his pants even before ever facing him on the biggest stage in the finals, man. So congratulate you, man, again.
Thanks a lot, man. It was a great ride, though. It was really fun. I think I've said it to you quite a few times. It's been the most fun I've had playing a SOF2 or even gaming in a long time. So,
wow.
I must say the way you guys, you and Punisher and everybody else organize the tournament, it's just it's amazing. It's really great.
Wow, thank you. It's music, to our ears, and yeah, definitely, we tried to do our best, and yeah, man, very. That's great that you're so fond of it, and yeah, that's beautiful. I'm just gonna also give a few very quick shout outs, basically. Actually, huge shout out to fracpit.org. The best place for competitive SOF2 play and the biggest Discord community of SOF2. You actually, Max, right, came from Fracpit, right, to us? The Legends.
Yeah, from the Legends server, indeed. Yeah, they somehow revived SOF2 from the old ages, and I've been playing there quite a lot. And I think it's Basta who found you guys and the tournament.
Wow, and they actually, but again, the Fracpit, the kind of Legends, they rebranded themselves, let's call it like this, in our small world, but hey, they do great job.
Yeah, they do. They try to get the old clan-based days back a bit. So we play with OSP and all the settings we used to play with. We even load the clan-based, the CB war scripts before starting a new match. No, they did a really good job getting everybody together. I think I'm there now. There, how many people? Online, 113.
Nice.
Offline, there are 600. So almost
shit.
800 people in the fracpit.org server. That's quite amazing.
Wow, the last time I thought it was like, I don't know, maybe like 600, I remember, or something, but beautiful.
Exactly.
Really beautiful, man. Okay, so a couple of few more, quick, shout outs. Like the other huge Discord community is also SOF2.org. The best resource when it comes to SOF2, and which is amazing in helping players navigate the world of SOF2 in general.
Absolutely.
Then there is like MDK Clan and mod developing community for SOF2. Now they don't have like Discord from what I know, but I had pleasure with working with their leader, many times now over the years, and the people around them are amazing, and they now have the best SOF2 mod, I would say, done to date for sure. Maybe even in a decade or something. So
Nice.
And just a couple of quick more, EWC Clan, one of the oldest, still very active and respected clans in SOF2, with many, many amazing people and active community. We love you. And then there is also Pure Hate Clan. Now, obviously, you have played with some of the Pure Hate.
I know them.
Let's just say you know them very well.
Yeah.
Your match was epic, but we're gonna talk about that very soon. And a few other smaller communities, which we'll list them in the description below, and mention in the video. Otherwise, and also give their websites and info. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about your past.
Sure.
Before kind of learning about MK tournament. And let's say, first off, even aside of the gaming, your hobbies, what kind of do you like to do? Maybe some books to read, games, movies?
Yeah. Actually, I've been gaming quite a lot since I was young. I think when I was 13 or something, I started playing a lot of games. Age of Empires 2, played it a lot.
Oh.
It was crazy times, building trebuchets and killing everybody. Had a lot of fun with it. And I think I started playing SOF2 quite early. I think around also same year, 12, 13.
Wow.
And started playing on an old computer with the CRT monitor. All the old-fashioned stuff. Still living at my parents and playing way too much video games and skipping way too much school. But I still miss it quite sometimes. It was fun playing so much and playing on quite a high level as well, and practicing with your team. And beside gaming, not super much actually. I just love being social, to meet up with friends, go on holiday trips, make big trips to Asia, etc.
Wow, nice.
Actually, all kinds of things, I can't really sit still. It's not. I just need to do something all the time.
Yeah. It's like boredom is not like the word you usually use in your vocabulary.
No, exactly, never.
Yeah, and obviously, like in life as well, a lot of times those who skip school a little bit, those are the guys who actually later hire, people who go to school, very diligently.
Yeah. That's also why I stopped going to school, but it didn't really work out yet. Maybe later.
Hey man, you got your whole future ahead of you. First off, you're such a fucking competitor, and you're such a you have such an interesting level to you, whole nother gear. But we're gonna talk about it, a little bit later again. Okay, so let's say but what was like your SOF2 past, but kind of before and up to leading to the MK4, tournament when you joined us?
Yeah, I've been playing. When I started playing, I actually started playing Real Damage with the ED Clan, Eternal Darkness. I think I started playing with my friend Basta, also from the beginning. I probably introduced him to SOF. Actually, I can't really remember.
Wow.
I mean, it's like how many years ago? I think it's almost 15, 16 years ago. It's crazy.
Holy shit.
But still, we started playing a lot. We were playing Real Damage. I loved the MP5. It was a nice gun. And after the Real Damage, I started playing Elimination. I played it under the name Korn, like the music band.
Yeah, I got you.
I was quite good at Elimination. I had a lot of fun in it. Some people also from the Legend server say I'm always camping in church on Jor 1. But I mainly like fragging, really the killing part of the game. And the game mode I played the most was Capture the Flag. But I think, I liked Elimination better. But it was just not so popular, So when I started playing Elim, I joined Team Cartridge as well. And we got quite high on the clan-based ladders. I think we even been number 1 for quite a while.
You
and
were?
Also, yeah, absolutely. Also with the Unleashed. You've heard of it because we play on the tech sometimes, Ul.maX, Basta.
Yeah,
we had quite a good roster, a lot of good players.
Wow.
We also, at least top 5. I think we also been number 1. I'm pretty sure we were number 1 for the 2v2 and 3v3 ladders. Just playing very much. And in the end, Basta made it to captain. of Team NL, the Netherlands, and I think I played 3 Nation Cups. We won 1, and yeah, we played against other countries, Sweden, UK, etc. So I've been playing quite competitive for a long time.
Wow, that's freaking. You know, honestly, that's crazy. That's crazy to hear.
Yeah.
And
Why,
I would say
why is it crazy? Why is it crazy?
basically why it's crazy. It's because I know that there is also a guy, you know, called Fishy, right? Who also very interesting that he told that actually the SOF2 tournaments and stuff like this, you know, they have very extensive history as well.
Yeah.
It's like almost that you can go to again, historian level on this, and it's very beautiful that you managed to compete so well. And Basta is like he's a killer as well. He's a fucking killer, man.
He's more like a tactical mastermind. He's a really smart guy, and he just knows very well how to place people and where they should go, how they should move. He's the master with the shotgun. You know, you won't win it against him in a shotty duel.
I noticed.
And I was always more like the Rambo of the team, going on the market, running around, shooting everybody.
Yeah,
getting a lot of damage and a lot of kills. You know, different playstyles. And I think if you have a team with a lot of playstyles combined, good defense, good offense, good mid, you know, you can make a really strong team.
Yeah, absolutely. And with Basta as well, you know, I think maybe the only map I could offer you any type of, you know, even competition or whatever, but and obviously one-on-one, it would be maybe my go-to map, anti-camper. But but I would say that you both guys are actually, you're very cerebral guys, and you're thinking, you know, every also 10 moves ahead sometimes, you know, it's seen, it's clear. But I mean, it's like okay, but not to diverge too much, but I'm just gonna say one thing, that Fishy, he also, I think he knows you guys, you know, and stuff like this. Maybe we'll actually organize an interview with him, and you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe some other people as well, including you or whatever, because Fishy, he also knows all of those back in the day competitive games and all the cups that happened, and it's very fascinating actually what transpired in SOF2 at that time.
Yeah.
So one last question about this, and we are gonna, you know, kind of move forward. The thing is that when was like the kind of biggest SOF2 competitive, you know, cups happening? When was that time frame, you know?
It's a difficult question, man. I think it was around 2010-ish.
Okay.
Not. It's kind of hard question. It was when Clanbase was active. I have actually no idea. I think the Euro Cups were around 2007, 2008. So I think 2007 until 2010 was the most active.
Okay. And you're saying that basically you had much fun, you know, competing, you know, at those times, yeah, right? At those.
Well, not always fun, you know. You know how it is when you're getting really competitive. It's also it can be quite frustrating to lose matches, because of course you also lose a lot. You try to win a lot, but you also lose a lot. And you know, it's sometimes you get frustrated because you don't play on the level you're supposed to play. You have an off week or an off day. I think I broke quite some headsets in the
wow.
in my whole gaming career out of frustration. Not in an aggressive way, but more like you're frustrated because it doesn't work. And
well, I bet you can go to that headspace, you know, excellence, you know, when you're trying to achieve it, it's and sometimes it's gonna be grueling as fuck, and for some people it's actually a little bit, you know, maybe easier due to talent or whatever, but to others it can be fucking grueling for sure as well. Okay, then one small question to you: what you feel? Do you have like some kind of a more of a natural talent, let's say, or you had to fucking grind, you know, to get to kind of your level of competition, let's say?
I think it's a combination of both. Of course, you need to put a lot of energy and time to get to a certain level. Not saying I'm super good, because there are also players I know who are much better, in my opinion.
Okay, sure.
But still, I think there should be some, how do you say it, natural talent-ish in you. I think that also participates. There need to be a certain interest, and also, of course, your eye-hand coordination, etc. So I think you can learn it, but yeah, look at all the other pros. Like Shroud playing FPS games. He's just super good, and it's not only because he plays a lot.
Yeah, very nicely said. And with that, we are basically summarizing our part 1 and moving on to part 2. Basically, your journey, from start to finish on MK4 now. So your journey, from start to finish on the MK4. Let's then talk a little bit about that. And so basically, just signing up process and what kind of intrigued you, in order to even sign up with our program, quote unquote, man. So what intrigued you?
Yeah, the signing up was quite, how do you say it, chaotic and spontaneous.
Yeah, it was.
I think Bust, I got a message of one of you guys, or maybe saw a message in the House of Pain server of the tournament being organized. And being completely honest to you, I haven't heard of the tournament before this year.
No problem.
Just being completely honest. Also, I've been inactive quite a long time. But he told me about this one-on-one tournament going on with some kind of real damage settings, and yeah, we were kind of drifting back to our nostalgic feelings of the past of 2 days. Yeah. So I immediately thought, oh man, I need to play the tourney. So I think I somehow got in contact with you and Punisher.
Yep.
And first of all, you said, yeah, sure, man, because I just loved the attitude of both of you guys, because the tourney was full, I think, or the sign-up were closed, but you still wanted to make a spot for us so we can participate. And first, I think we wanted to make an extra bracket, but that was quite chaotic because there were not enough players. So then it would be uneven.
Yeah, it would.
And I think after a long time of discussions, Punisher gave himself, how do you say it, the challenge of beating both of us before participating.
Absolutely.
We made some kind of strange side bracket, but it worked out pretty well, because first me and Bess were like, okay, who's gonna play then? But we both wanted to play, and we both felt like, okay, we should both have a fair chance to get through. And yeah, you kind of supported us in that pretty well.
Thank you.
Let's say amazing. I mean.
Well, honestly, it's even more, on Punisher, and obviously, again, kudos to him. It's like the thing that he fought, it was kind of his idea to even go this kind of way. I wanted to go like this as well, to accommodate you as possible, but it was, I loved his idea, to kind of, okay, let me fight you and then fight you, but, the fucking competitive drive of Punisher, like in a sense of, well, you understand, I respect that a lot. It's like he told, okay, let's accommodate you all, but through me then, because there is obviously, we can't ask kind of another player to kind of try to play the 2 matches, and it was beautiful, a beautiful moment, really, man, beautiful moment.
And honestly, I thought I was quite, chanceless against Punisher being the champion, and he's very good as well. He's also a tactical mastermind, a lot of tactic.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh well, I can just play one match and have fun. That was my idea.
By the way, is it true? Is it true? Because I just noticed in glimpses that you also later, when you finally defeated him, he kind of he mentored you a little bit, in some points as well. Yeah, man.
Yeah. We had some discussions and we played a bit. Yeah, absolutely.
He's first off, he's extremely, he's very smart player, and and if any, I wouldn't say he has even any deficiencies in his game, but if anything, if at any point he has any kind of, I don't know, like weakness, not deficiencies, but any weakness, he covers it up so fucking perfect, and he knows the maps. On Spam 2, I mean, I rewatched how he, in the second match, because the first match, kind of you defeated him,
exactly.
But
with
on the second map,
small margin though, with a very small margin, he came back in the end on the first match.
Yes, absolutely. But no, sorry, on the second match he came back on Spam 2, when he managed to defeat you there, And it's like, man, yeah, it was very beautiful to watch. And again, he's a very cerebral player as well. And hey, MK3 champion, you know, and 2-time semi-finalist, you know, on MK1 and MK2, you know.
I have no idea how he does the, like, in Spam 2. He has this trick shots when he jumps over the walls. And then he just pops your head. I'm like, how the fuck is it even possible?
I have a few highlights of this. You know, while I recorded yours, I also now have those highlights of him.
I can imagine. He's just super aware of where you are in the map, and you know he knows where your position is. Yeah, it's amazing.
We're gonna embarrass you with those highlights a little bit.
No,
as well,
no. That's not gonna be necessary, man.
Yeah, I understand. But okay, one last thing aside about, you know, Punisher and stuff. We're gonna return actually a little bit to him later as well. But so right now, what is important is actually on MK1 and MK2, both battles he had like huge freaking battles with Plograt, and you could tell those fucking stories till eternity. You know, I could speak about it for hours. The way those two guys also went at it, you know, they have a whole freaking history, and it's beautiful to watch. Plograt on MK2, he basically won him, you know, to advance to finals with one fucking kill on the last map on the last seconds. It's fucking shit, man. Beautiful moments. Beautiful moments.
You can feel the adrenaline through your body.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. When we were commentating this as well. So okay, now let's move on to then Arya, basically, yeah, because you played her and wait in quarterfinals. Yeah, absolutely, the quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals, indeed.
She is basically 2-time quarterfinalist actually on MK3 and MK4. On MK3, we actually had more brackets, meaning she had to defeat 2 opponents. And and actually, you know, it's very interesting. So we're training with her a little bit and Punisher too, and
you were training her on Octagon.
Octagon, yeah. Now she at some points she did actually better than I expected her to do there, but a few of those, you know, mistakes were really, really costly, especially against a player like you. But okay, tell me your thoughts, you know, when you kind of played her there.
Yeah, I think we started with the map, the Meatmincer? No, not Meatmincer. What was the first one?
Mincemeat, yeah.
Oh yeah, Mincemeat, that's it. Yeah. I thought I was saying it the other way around.
Yeah.
We started that map and I was quite confident on winning on that map because Arya is really smart and really good player. She's also super nice. But I judged my aim was a bit better than hers. So I thought when I play Mincemeat, I can defeat her there. And I must say in the beginning I had a little bit of a slow start, but in the end I got into the game. And yeah, it worked pretty well. I felt I was in control and that felt good. Until we played Octagon. And that was a whole different kind of playstyle. She was a lot slower, taking her time. I think we've been at a draw as well on the map quite a few times. We're really close to each other. And it was just really difficult to, like I said, my playstyle is a little bit like the Rambo. And the moment you need to take it slow, take your time, and have a map where you can hide a lot, it's difficult. So she did it very well, and you can also see the score difference is a lot less than on the other map.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's where I saw that. Yeah, she did have. You know, it seems that maybe at some points she actually was a little bit kind of bewildered, and sometimes actually smarter players, you know, they get in their head a little bit too much. Now, obviously, to get out of your head, you need to have more preparation and more playing time. Unfortunately, this time it also was clear that she didn't kind of train as well, because on MK, for example, on MK3, I remember she played with Punisher. And she played anti-camper there. She played very respectable game there. Now, I would say that Punisher, you know, at some moments it would be so nice if she wouldn't like kind of slack up, let's say, at some moments. But anyway, she played extremely good game there. You know, I really liked how she played there. And on MK4, Octagon, not the Arya I remember on MK3, but still, let's say she did her best, and quarterfinals is also kind of no joke, no matter who's your opponent before or later,
Yeah. No, she played really well, and she had some really nice shots and kills as well. And I
Yeah.
think also the last map she did really well.
I actually have around 2 or 3 highlights of her now as well, thanks to your
Really?
where
Oh, nice.
yeah, and some of this, let me say, it's might embarrass you as well. Okay.
No, of course they won't embarrass me, and I really like Arya as a person as well. She's super friendly.
Yeah, she
And
is respectful of the opponent.
yeah,
as well.
absolutely. And she's always, even when losing or when winning, she's always very nice. And I think that those are the kind of people you need in the gaming community. We're always friendly. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Nicely said, nicely surmised, man. So yeah, nothing actually to kind of add there from me. Let's then move on to another big name. Basically Plograd, 2-time champion, MK1, MK2. He didn't participate in MK3. So it turned out he ended up then semi-finalist of MK4.
Yeah.
Seems actually, Max, that you could have made, let's say, Plograd even retired. I don't like this word, and I don't like to say that you kind of contributed to it so much, but he did promise to come back stronger. He wanted to, and I think knowing him, I think he actually might. I'm hopeful for his comeback. But it just may be that his competitive days are now over. Hopefully not, but he took the loss very hard, and I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah, well, of course that's not what I wanted to do. Of course I wanted to win, but
obviously
I think in the end after a match both parties should feel good about it. I mean, I think Plograd is just very competitive in a good way, and when you're competitive and you want to win, if you lose, of course it's a blast. And yeah, the first few weeks maybe, or the first few days, first few hours, you're like, shit, man, maybe I'm not gonna play anymore. But I'm quite sure he will get his old form back, and he's an amazing player. I think from the players I've played, his aim is amazing. I think it's the best I've played against, and he's also really good. I really need to adjust my playstyle on some maps. For example, on Aim Train, I knew with the AK I wasn't gonna beat him. He was just going to be better with AK than I was. Or M. So I thought, okay, how we're going to do this? And I switched to the secret 6 strategy. Which worked pretty well. I mean, I've seen the highlight video, of course. I watch it every night before I go to bed.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, we tried our best to compile those highlights, and it's nice that I hope that those what I personally love about highlights videos. It's like sometimes those things can motivate a person in his life as well. If a video is there somewhere dedicated to him, and like for example there's a little bit of a darker time in his life, when you watch back your highlights or whatever, you can actually use it to propel you back. You see what I mean?
Yeah, man, it's amazing that you do it, and it's a lot of fun to watch indeed. Also all the match commentaries, etc. I mean, that's part of the fun as well and the experience. So really props to you for putting so much time in it. How much time do you even put into the tournament?
You better not know. But now me, now just in case, not only me. Like it's a part-time job. It's just a fucking part-time job. I would say that with now obviously with Punisher as well. For example, I mentioned to you that one night we were like up to 4 a.m. Discussing a fucking minuscule rule. Till no end, we were arguing and arguing, and later we found a great solution. So that's what it takes sometimes. That's what it takes. But thank you very much. But we just do what we must do. Now concerning the and returning to Plograd for a second, that he is a special player for sure. Now and I will return to him, even just a tad bit later, because let's actually finish this, second segment, because we are now nearing to another guy we're gonna discuss. But yeah, for sure, we are gonna return to Plograd as well. So Let's now talk about another finalist who actually, you understand, yeah, that we're talking about fantasy, obviously, and his situation.
yeah.
Now, the thing is that he has defeated some epic players as well, and in some good, very interesting, very good fashion. And his play style, I would say, is very interesting. So, without, knowing any, let's say, in a vacuum, can you just discuss what you have noticed about the game? Now, obviously, you didn't get to play with him or compete against him by his fucking fault. But let's say that, what did you kind of notice about his game which was unique?
Yeah. I think his movement. He played quite good on, I think it was Ice World.
Yep.
He knew very well how to position himself left or right and using his nades. Quite good. I think he's quite tactical and also with a really good aim. I think his playstyle is a little bit similar to Punisher. A little bit more aggressive. But there's some kind of similarity in it.
Yeah.
And also the other map, I honestly forgot the name. It's like in the jungle. Or at least, you know which one I mean? Where you can go on the roof?
Mini fight?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's mini fight.
On
indeed.
the
He's
roof,
also, yeah, he's also super good on it. And yeah, he knows how to position himself pretty well to win the fights. So that was quite a challenge. Yeah, if I would have played against him.
I think so, and preparing for him, you also took your time preparing for him, and you try to clean the parts in your game where you could be superior and stuff like this. So yeah, and eventually he just didn't show up, unfortunately, for kind of whatever reason. Now, obviously, as of now, we do understand that that it's like those reasons are kind of they just don't seem legitimate at all, and there's nothing you can do, especially if you don't have like zero kind of communication or like doing it through third parties, and you're never first to communicate anything. We are absolutely free to say what is just objectively happening. So that's an unfortunate situation. I think the finals would be very, very interesting, there, especially 30 freaking people showed up, to watch your match.
Yeah, that's the thing I dislike about it the most, is the fact that so many people, for example, you, Punisher, all the other people, put so much time and effort in organizing the tourney. A lot of people came to watch it, and then not showing up. If there's a good reason, there's always a good reason why you can't be somewhere.
Sure.
But yeah, it didn't feel good. Somehow when something is legitimate or not.
Yeah.
And this just didn't feel good. It didn't feel right. And yeah, that's also in the end, we got in a situation where we were discussing what to do. Should we play him or shouldn't we? And, when you're in a tourney, you're in this kind of momentum.
Yeah.
You go from a match to another, and you build up the adrenaline, and you just want to play.
Absolutely.
And then after a while, when it's gone, it doesn't feel right playing again. Also, somehow I don't like to. Of course, people always deserve second chances, but there was nothing like an excuse or remorse, etc., from not showing up the first time.
Yeah, no remorse.
And of course, no, and he also did it once with Wembeta. Not to do name shaming. Don't get me wrong, because we still don't know the reason, etc. So I don't want to judge. Just the feeling from my side was that I didn't feel like playing him anymore. I mean, of course, if he joined the first game or the first time, we would have a nice championship, which I would prefer more than winning the tourney this way.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, and from the spirit of competition and stuff like this, it's like I also felt bad. I didn't feel like kind of, let's say, bad for him, because I don't know what to feel bad even about, because I don't know even where he was or whatever. But like exactly. What we felt for sure bad about is like for kind of you, and second, of course, and sometimes even to a degree, even more importantly, for the freaking people who came to watch it all,
Exactly.
And they have been, promised spectacle, but it's and then and they were promised a spectacle, and fucking nothing came out of it. That's a first. Thankfully, we were, kind of resilient enough to actually make an event out of this, so
the deathmatch tourney,
kind of thank God. No, but obviously you also couldn't then compete in that event to your best ability. You see how it fucking affects everything from all angles, when shit like this happens.
It just gets you out of your mindset,
out of your zone, out of your zone, actually, you were in the
build up
fucking
to something
zone.
and then exactly. I was ready to go on with what I was doing, just having fun, and I had my tactics set. At least I had tactics. I chose my map, and I had my idea what to do, and then he didn't show up, and I think that
and
the most disappointing about it was indeed, like you said, all the people who were there and all the people who put time in it. But hey, things happen, and then it's time to just move on. And
absolutely, and the thing
that's what we did, right, with the tourney. It was quite a lot of fun.
Exactly. Hey, the thing is that actually, when I now look back at it, I would say that maybe I wouldn't even change kind of a thing there, because not only internally but also everywhere, I kind of, we adjusted quite well to it, and we used this to leverage on some other points. For example, again, I don't know if your highlights video, or stuff like this, because again, you had like 3 opponents now where I made like a highlights video out of, and stuff like this, in many details it actually came out better. Now I understand that in a perfect world for competition, and even for you, for a competitive guy like you, I understand, and that's why we felt so bad for everything, and then but the most dangerous part about it, Max, the extremely dangerous part about it is that, let's say first time we forgave him, let's say it was semi-rational. I would say even rational. Fuck it. But the problem is that if we would have forgiven him this time, or whatever, then it could be used as a leverage against you. Because let's now set another time and date while you are not in the zone we just discussed, and it's like, he can use it to a leverage. Remember how he tried to, let's do it next month, and then maybe the month after that, and you were like, and I was like, and Punisher was like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you, man? Like, are you fucking crazy?
Well, it's depending, of course, on your situation at home. Maybe it's just a very busy time working, or for example, for me, we were planning this interview for quite a long time. And it's also because I was busy with the house, and Corona, COVID-19 came looking around the corner. So there are some legitimate reasons why you should postpone things. But I think for this tourney, people are playing every week, every few days. So it's quite kind of logical to just play the finals also in fashionable time.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's like he had communication, he had internet, and plus he had, the only thing, like, let's say all of it could be legit, but not communicated can never be. You see what I mean? It's like, you understand, again, sometimes even like maybe the psychologists say, when like people lie, you can't just or I'm not saying actually that even fantasy lied as much or whatever, but the problem is you can just feel when there's something off. You can't point like, you had to be like 1 minute later or earlier. You can't point to all the facts. And plus people can kind of gaslight you or whatever, but you can feel there's something fucking off, and there was something off from the get-go with the situation. For sure there is something off.
But well, in the end I think we never know, and honestly I don't think about it that much. If I think about the tourney, it's more the fun I've had, and the
absolutely
matches we played, and the enthusiasm of everybody in it. And well, it's a pity that Fantasy didn't show up, but honestly, I think it's more fun to talk about the good things than talk about the bad things in
yes, absolutely.
that happened in the tourney.
Yeah, and we're kind of moving on actually from it because this actually wraps up our second, big segment. But just the final strokes here.
Are you starting again?
No, yeah, I'm sorry. But the final, brush strokes. Yeah, let's call them brush strokes here to paint the picture perfect, maestro style. The thing is that basically, no. Again, what's great about it all, just to finish, just to sum it all up, your championship status, not anyone in anyone's eyes was like affected, and everyone I communicated with, and anyone is like, Max is a fucking winner, here, and it's like because like Mr. 2 said. MR2, that you're in your freaking debut, you are, you won the champion and the 2-time champion together. How often can something happen like this? So man, no, again, it says absolutely nothing, and it says actually much more about fantasy in terms of like, hey, he reached the finals, and you're just not showing up for yourself, and give yourself the fucking opportunity and have the fun and have 30 people, spectating you. It's actually your loss. At the end of the day, it's just all your loss.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, what just final thing is that, to sum the situation up again in the famous words of a living legend, MR2, Mr. 2, shout out to him, said the following statement about Fantasy's whereabouts. He was transferred from the Hop Police Department over to the Netherrealm Correctional Facility, where he will spend his remaining years getting butt-fucked by Goro. That's wonderful. Okay, let's move to the part 3. And the third part of this interview is basically your Max. Now it's comes the most crispy part. We saved the best for last. So championship mentality and general kind of discussion of everything. So, Max, the first question to you.
Oh, no.
What was kind of the biggest adversity or hesitation moment for you kind of in this tournament, For example, obviously with Arya, you didn't come that close, but for example, with Punisher or Plograd, did you think that maybe Plograd could actually make a comeback, or like or something was about you hesitant at any moment there, especially after he won that Rocket? That was a dangerous map, he won.
Yeah. Well, let me think about it first. I think the match against Plograd, I felt pretty confident somehow, because I think we have quite a similar playstyle, and I felt confident that. It sounds a bit arrogant, but that's not the way I mean it. That we share the same playstyle, but that I was just a bit better at it than he was.
Gotcha.
I think I was more afraid of playing against Punisher because he has a much smarter tactical playstyle, a different kind of way. And especially when I started playing against him on Spam 2, on the second map. Yeah. And how he came back, and also the second one on. The third map, he also came really close. Yeah, on MP Rocket. And I think the moment that I started Rocket, I was most hesitant of not winning the match, or maybe that it could change. Because we were also much closer. I think my match against Punisher was closer, the second one, than the one against Plograd. Because I think the playstyle of Punisher counters mine more than Plograd's playstyle.
With Plograd, it seemed that his momentum, let's say that he, for sure, after, winning that Rocket, which he also won close, yeah, but a lot of those close wins, they would pinch you a little bit harder, and he won it, and psychologically, and Fragger, he started off real strong, but the thing was that, I remember that, you had that streak at the end of Fragger,
I needed to get the machine going on, Yeah. The machine needed to start rolling.
Yeah, and it was like in the last, I remember even commentating it in the last like 3 to even 2 minutes, around that 2-minute mark, it was like Punisher was, Plograd was so close, and it was like, and then you had this fucking streak of 5 or 6 kills, to really put you up, because hey, let's say Plograd, if he ties that up, a Fragger on your kind of favorite map, Yeah, or is it your favorite map? Yeah, was it of this tournament? Am I getting you correct?
I think it is, but I also like Spam a lot, Spam 2.
Sure.
Because I've been playing that quite a lot as well. And I'm always sitting around the mid cubicle, which works pretty well. But I think also for a Plogred, I think he started off the match on the wrong foot, you know. I mean, I think I kind of got him off guard with the Sig. You can see I got a lot of kills against him.
Yeah.
And that's always has been his go-to map where he could win from everybody.
Yes.
At least that's the feeling I had. And I won quite hard. And I think that set him on the wrong foot. And then on Spam 2, I also won quite hard. And I also had the knife kill, which was quite... Yeah, I can imagine if I would be Plogred, I would be quite...
Yes.
Yeah. How do you say it? Kind of... Yeah, you know what I mean?
Well, obviously, it's the highlight of kind of highlights, you know, that happened.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this respective to Plogred. It's hey, it can happen to anyone, but it was
of course.
moment that for sure, demoralized him for sure.
Exactly, demoralized. That was where I was looking for. Thanks. And then we started playing Rocket, and he's also really familiar and confident on that map.
Yeah.
And in the end, he even won it. And that was a moment I, maybe didn't really expect. I thought I would win Rocket as well.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow I was quite confident that I would win on Fragger, which in the end was more difficult than I expected it to be. Honestly.
Yeah, that's what I feel
because
too.
Still,
actually.
it was. I'm honest about it. And I mean, Plogred is still an amazing player. I think I had a really hard time beating him, and I needed 4 maps. So.
Because it's like at that last again returning last time to this, it's like I remember that on Fragger, the 2 minutes before, like somewhere there, you know, before like the end of the map Fragger, Plogred is really keeping close, and there you are like starting the streak. Like, but before that, was there like holy shit? Okay, he's keeping close, because I remember even Punisher, he was really freaking close all the time.
Yeah, I think Plogred even took a lead on.
He did.
Oh, yeah. So of course, but no, I still felt confident and in control on the last map. Like I said, at the moment I feared the most was against Punisher.
Let's talk about that next one then.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, do you have any more thoughts then about that Plogred match and that adversity, or basically you have summed it up? You feel like in completeness.
Yeah, I think I summed it up. It was just a really nice opponent to play against, and the thing I liked about it is also that it was quite active. You know, there were a lot of kills, a lot of action.
Yeah,
it was like a constant fight of 2 players trying to beat each other.
Yeah,
and it was fun. You know, look at the scores: high frag count, high kill count.
I got like Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not too much camping, not too much sitting, just. Yeah, shooting and having fun. And also he kept on going until the end, you know, that was amazing.
Yeah. I remember that a few guys actually wrote to me, you know, it's like like, holy shit, who because it was actually the last video, you know, the last competitive video we had on Hub channel, you know, which remained, and it's like they were like, who the hell are those guys, you know, the fucking cyborgs, who plays this game at such a level, you know, when you see now again, when you watch those matches, it's like the level of excellence, you know, the level of talent is like, holy shit. And now let's return to Punisher. Back to your words. So I wrote even down the situation, you know. So Punisher, was close on Rocket all the way through. So that last map of the second match you had, you know, to advance, to really advance this time, till last 2 minutes, he had I felt I remember it correctly. He was in a deficit by 5 points, but the interesting fucking thing happened. The server started to lag. Do you remember this? And we added I think 1 minute or something to the playing time. Yeah,
that's true. There were some kind of hiccups on the server going on.
This was like I remember this moment so well. It's like, okay,
it was on Rocket, right?
On Rocket, last map.
Yeah.
And it's like he was like kind of -5, but it felt
Yeah.
like. But honestly, man, I'm not gonna lie. Even though I commentated, maybe it's not the very good thing to say. I was feeling that Punisher, despite this -5 points, I felt he could grab the initiative. Punisher, he can on MK3. I seen such things from Punisher, and even MK2 and MK1. I seen such things from him that I understood. I even felt that he would maybe even win this. But the thing is that, again, yes, server started lagging. Then we added 1 minute. Then it was like, I remember you kind of, I feel those first moments you were a little bit hesitant, still after the lag, after the addition. And it was like he could grab this initiative. Please take me back there. What was like happening?
Yeah, honestly, it's been quite a while. How long is it ago that the tourney was played?
Well,
I think it's a few months. It was in May, I think.
I think even June. Didn't we intertwine with
think,
June, or no?
Yeah, maybe it was June indeed. You're right. So to go back to the time exactly what was happening, I'm not quite sure. I just remember, like what I said before, that yeah, it's just a different kind of playstyle, which makes it quite hard to play against the player's Punisher. Also, combined with a good aim, good shotgun, that makes it very difficult to beat someone. With just pure aim, because I don't have super much tactics in my playstyle. It's more like going and shooting. And that doesn't work against Punisher. Also on Rocket, he knows how to position himself very well, and somehow he can keep his aim very steady and stable on a certain point. Well, we're running from left to right, and then after a while you think you know the pattern. He goes left, right, and then he goes left, and you're like, shit, I missed. So he can also change his playstyle on the go.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting.
So okay, but did you like you consciously see how like the player patterns, like even the when he's like hogging those walls, in Rocket, let's say, leaning, because you are not that much of a leaner from what I noticed. Are you? How much do you then? Two questions then about kind of the leaning. How much of a kind of leaning player are you? You like to use them or no? And second part, do tell me the patterns you've noticed then in Punisher in terms of again specifically that map or whatever, which made you again so hesitant to go against him. So to those questions.
The leaning itself, I think it can be quite useful.
Yeah.
You actually need it to. I use it to aim as well, but I don't like to do it that much. Some people even make lean binds if they press E. They crouch and go up, etc.
Yeah.
And you just try to predict the movement. For example, after a while the Punisher like to hides a lot behind the pillars on the Rocket, and his head is gonna pop out one of the sides, and you just try to. I think if you watch the demos, then you see me pre-firing also on the corner. So you try to predict the movement, but it's still difficult, and there's a lot of I'm not sure if it's luck, but of course it is that you predict the right way. There's always some kind of luck involved.
Yes. Yeah. And for example, okay, but against then, so did that contribute to a little bit of that, hesitation or wobble or whatever? I bet you were also confident even going against Punisher, but it was so near to your entry of the tournament. You just signed up basically. Basta got knocked out. Actually, a side question to that as well. Then, so okay, so first, I'm gonna finish up the question in terms of meaning, so how did this contribute to hesitation, against Punisher? And the second part of it, how did like Basta, getting kind of knocked out, maybe because you wanted to compete against him, did it kind of motivate you in that part that, oh shit, now I'm gonna try to, do my best against Punisher to make him get it, so to say.
To make him proud, Of course, I need to revenge my old SOF2 buddy.
Fallen comrade.
Exactly. And in the end, I don't know. I just felt very, motivated to win in the end. I'm always quite motivated in winning the things I do.
Yep.
It's a nice, how do you say it, characteristic to have in your
Yeah.
personality, but also it can be a bit annoying because you can lose yourself in things and put too much time in it. And yeah, so I forgot about the first part of the question a little bit, but in the end, for Basta, it was really, of course, it motivates me. You just want to play, you want to win, and you're like the newcomers, and you want to show the people what you can do. And yeah, that's why you want to go to the finals and in the end win them.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I understand. I'm also kind of the same way in terms of like I'm a obsessive fucking person, and the same as he with you. No, honestly,
I didn't notice, Constantine.
You didn't notice it, yeah?
No, I didn't.
You didn't. Okay, that's good.
It's sarcastic, man.
Okay. No, that's what I mean.
You're very involved, but in a good way.
It's actually good if people don't notice that you're, because honestly, like you said, sometimes it can actually be a little bit harmful, and not in terms of like, hey, on some level it can be even harmful a little bit to people kind of around you, let's say, because hey, you just want to do it, so bad or whatever. You're truly getting obsessive, about it.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
And for example, but the question that you asked, like, what I meant by it is like hesitation then against Punisher, or was kind of exacerbated, by the Basta situation or whatever, or like again, how just like okay, let's say in general. What was the biggest then that hesitation moment for you in Punisher match? And basically that's it. That's the whole big question there.
Yeah, I think it was on Spam 2 when he started the jumping shots, and I just couldn't get a grip of him. I was leading in the beginning, I think, if I remember correctly. And after a while, he came back on a really strong spree, and he just kept killing me. And somehow I couldn't find the patience in myself, and I just felt like, shit, I need to keep going. But he was just in control on that map, and he's just very good at it. And somehow, did I win the knife toss or not? Do you remember?
Wow, that's a beautiful question. Wait, Spam 2 was your pick, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I believe you always picked kind of first if you... Wait.
No. Spam 2 was Punisher's pick. I think I picked Fragger, because the first map was Fragger.
Exactly. Now I remembered it as well. Yes, so knife toss, you must have won then.
Yeah, so actually I'm quite lucky that I won, because I think if Punisher would have picked anti-camper, so first map he would pick Spam 2 and the third map anti-camper, I think I would have been in the bad position, because there are just two maps that he's very good at that don't really work with the playstyle I have, and so I think that was the most hesitant for me.
But the thing is, nicely said. But if he would win a Spam 2 with bigger kind of point differential that you won Fragger, because our system is like this, that hey, like it's a cumulative system. The guy who has like the most, or the girl, or the competitor, who has the most points during the maps. We have the cumulative points. That guy. A competitor chooses the tiebreaker map. So basically, because you have won him so in such a grand way, I believe, I don't remember, it was 20 or something points, I believe, on Fragger, then his Spam 2 was kind of negated in order to, for you to have the tiebreaker map to pick the rocket. So
exactly.
That's how it. That's how it went.
Yeah.
Well, okay, obviously, and on the rocket again, those final 2 minutes with this lag and everything, it's like legendary. And
it adds a little bit to the atmosphere as well, it makes it memorable.
Everything that I've noticed, there's like a thread going on through in all those matches and even years of commentary and stuff. I see like in a truly kind of interesting matches, and they don't have to even be the matches of like, for example, of championships, or there is always something interesting that happens even on this MK4 actually tournament. For example, in a pair of Hardy against Fragan, yeah. It was a fucking epic match, you know, and it was very interesting how he, like, at the last second also won, tied the map, the Fragan and stuff like that. Like I'm saying, you know, there is always something very interesting happening at all times. So
Absolutely. Never a dull moment in the MK tournaments.
thank you. It's the you know, it's the best praise that we can ever have. Now, okay, Max. So to you, you know, kind of now a deeper even question, I would say. What does it kind of then, in your estimation, so far? You're also, you know, great guy. You're a very young guy. What does it take, you know, to win in life, you know, and obviously in tournaments like this? What does it kind of take to be the winner?
That's a good question. I think it's one of the things, if I just look at myself, because it's for everybody, it's a personal thing, of course. You know, everybody has something that works for them.
Yeah.
But I always try to become better at everything I do, every single day, and not in a way that I think, shit, I suck. I must get better, you know. But I try to, okay, this went well. How can I make the next thing go even better? You look at it at a positive way. You know, you can look down at things you did and you feel bad about it and think, shit, I lost this match and I need to win. Or you can just learn from the experience you had so far and improve your gameplay. And I think that's also what I try to do in the MK tourney, playing the matches, the spam 2, etc. Just play the game and think about the decisions you made. What did you do? Why did you do it? And how did you do it? And try to improve. And I think that's a mentality which not only in gaming, but also in work and in life. Don't look back too much, look forward and try to learn from the mistakes you made. And you know, if there is a problem, that means there's a solution. So just go for it.
Beautiful, just absolutely profound and beautiful. I have a few more questions of this sort, and I love your thinking. I love your mentality, and I want to delve a little bit now further into this. It's fucking brilliant. So okay, Max. Then another question to you is kind of. In the tourney and everywhere, like you said, you know, the mentality is improve, you know, the focusing on improving. And this thought gets from Tom Brady to Michael Jordan to everyone basically who has ever excelled, basically, honestly, at everything in business or wherever. This thought always exists. Now, how kind of did you personally get to this level of excellence? And why this question is different, I'm asking more about kind of the process, about your thinking, and about like the everyday grind, so to say. So speak a little bit about that.
I can't really remember. It was like a conscious decision of thinking about, I just want to become very good at this game.
Yep.
I think I did it because I had a lot of fun in it. You know, we had the social part of the gaming was also very important for me. Having the friends you play SOF2 with. Also NeX, for example, he didn't participate in the tourney, but he's a guy who I still play games with, you know, regularly. And you meet some people who you also meet in real life and have fun with. And I think that's also one of the biggest things, what brings you to a game and keeps you to a game. And I think if you combine the having fun part and always try to improve your gameplay, and maybe like we discussed before, some natural talent, gets you to a certain level of excellence. And like I said, I think there are players also in the Legends server, and I know there are players who are better than I am, but we are all good on our specific specialty, you know. I think there's not another player better at the market in church than I am, and that's not to be arrogant, but they are just players with their own specialties. And I think in the end, you just need to know what your strong points are and focus on them. I think it's also Stephen Covey once said, like, people always try to focus on getting better at things they're not good at. But I think, why don't put your energy in getting better where you're good at already, so you can excel in it? And I think that's one of the things I try to focus on.
Very, very profound. Also, you said Kobe. I said that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I'm a huge. I love Kobe. Listen to many of his interviews, and he was also trained by Tim Grover. The great trainer of Michael Jordan and Kobe and D Wade and stuff. And what's very interesting, about this thought in particular. Do I understand it correctly? That it means that basically if you have some natural strengths or whatever, or again you have strengths, so many people fucking try to improve their negative kind of sides and their negative stuff, while and places they are basically honestly not that good at from the get-go. Maybe they don't even have a passion in that, right? But instead of focusing on their strengths from the get-go and then improving them to the highest degree possible, and then obviously you can work obviously on your weaknesses as well. It's also for sure
don't get me wrong, it's really important to be aware of your weaknesses,
yes,
but don't let them influence the things you do. Take them for granted. Okay, those are my weaknesses, so work around them and win with your strengths. And I think that's what you should do. And I think it's also for work, man. I mean, if you're doing your things at work and you're not so good at a specific part, you can put a lot of energy in becoming better, or you can find somebody who's good at it and then excel at the things you're good at.
Yes.
And I think that's also what, for example, works in a team. You see it in football and in every other game. You just need to find the right people together to build a strong team. But alone you don't have a team. So you have to do it on your own. And then you have to pick maps or tactics or situations that fit you.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things I try to do in the tourney. And in the end, which quite work, or they did work.
Nice, very nicely said. I would say I will add to that. For example, we take a player like Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Absolute fucking beast. No matter who thinks what about him, he's an absolute fucking killer, absolute fucking killer. And the thing is about him is that now he's very underrated defender. He actually in terms of people think that he's people don't think about his defense. He's a great defender, but obviously he's still, when he plays the game, he expecting him to also get back on defense so much that he has to now play defense like Puyol or whatever, the legends of defense, on football. It would be kind of stupid, to assume of that as of him as well. You need to use his strengths on the offensive end, right, more than you try to, then he has to then work on his as well weaknesses, or play not weaknesses. Obviously defense is actually not his weakness, but it's not what he's striving to do. He's striving to more score the goals. So that's exactly what I mean. It's and what you mean, it's everyone has to understand their kind of role and their natural proclivities, right?
Yeah, and focus on them and try to get your natural strengths stronger. Yeah, and that's the only way you can excel, because there are always people who are stronger at other things than you are. And if you're gonna be, if that's their natural strength, you're not gonna beat them. For example, you said Ronaldo. If I put in the same hours as he does in training and working out and etc., I would never come close to his level. Never ever. It's also a little bit of a natural
talent.
Born talent.
Talent. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Not a little bit. A huge part of it is also a plays part, but.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry. Genetics, let's be honest,
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's but there have been many stories in this life, obviously, where you think that they had this weakness, they would never do this, but actually but maybe they had such a huge passion that they could but they worked so fucking hard at it. It's they worked on such a level that is almost impossible to imagine, and they then managed to even overcome that, kind of innate, inborn weakness. But those are, I would agree that those are are very, very few and far in between. And you know, honestly, I would say that in general, where possible, I would say that better still focus on your strengths. But maybe when you are so passionate about, so extremely freaking passionate that you are fucking basically obsessed about it, maybe then you can go and dabble in things where people maybe don't recognize your talent right away.
Yeah.
For example,
sorry.
yeah. I would like to, so for example, because now why I made this point is also because I want to ask you a very interesting thing. So you said about Jordan Market, yeah? You are the guy who basically dominates that. Does it mean that you never go to, or you try to basically never competitively go to other points in the map?
Well, of course you did, because you need to move on and get flex in the end. But
That's what I mean.
you use it as an anchor, you know. You just stay there, and it's a really strong part to just be there and control the map. And if your team knows that part is under control, so they don't have to worry about it, they can focus on getting the map. And if I can kill 2-3 guys on that position, that leaves a lot of room to play. And of course, you need to be flexible, and you need to be also efficient in other positions.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's not just only market, but that's what I mean. You have your base skill and your expertise, and
Gotcha.
in the end, you need to be good at both or in everything. But still, I think you should focus on your strengths. And a strength is not only a place, you know. It's not only market, but it can be, for example, you're really good at aiming, or you're really good at nading. And you can do that on all parts of the map. For example, if you play Rocket, if you're really good at the camping, you know, the hide and seek game, you go behind the pillars. But if you're good at aiming, you take the open ground and you just you go in an aim fight.
Yeah, and it's like
that's how you can implement your strengths. You know, it's not like a certain position, but it's more like a game style.
Very nicely said. It's the same. And now, obviously, you did mention flexibility, which is good. That, you know, obviously, it's not like, hey, you know, okay, so guys, I'm always controlling, you know, only market, you know, defense or offense, you know, and I'm only there, you know. It's like you are obviously flexible, but you do know your main task. Yeah, do I surmise it? What you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Because the same with me, it's like I obviously, you know, to be honest, I don't have the time, you know, to train for the tournament or whatever myself, because you know, I have to do what I have to do, and then who's gonna let's say, even if I advance, you know, even a little bit, but still, you know, who's gonna do the fucking commentary there or whatever? No, I don't mean that other people can, but I'm just saying that mostly kind of I am present there. For example, Punisher can live stream, but you know, it's kind of, you know, people are used to, oh, okay, Maestro is on the commentary, you know, so to say. But the thing is, and I love to come again, I love to do kind of what I do there, and it's not, maybe I compete in, then it turns out I compete in other areas of this MK, which is not even playing in it, but I love the competition. And for example, on the anti-camper, I can do there, you know, some damage, because again, I have the time to think there, you know. I'm kind of cerebral there. Anti-camper is the map which allows basically a chess match almost to happen, you know,
exactly.
in SOF2. But obviously in other maps, where I have to.
But we played anti-camper, and if I remember correctly, you beat me on it. I mean, you're very good at it.
I think.
Why don't you play the next tournament? You should. It's really fun. You can just join, right?
It's very
see how far you get.
It's very flattering. But no, actually, what we will do is no. Actually, I think you even beat me there. But we on anti-camper, you know, to be fair, we practiced a few things. But it's not only about anti-camper. Like, I can see the other maps, you know, as well, where adjustments can be made. Again, it's, you know, it's, you just think about the game. You're just applying your brain, and you know. And I see where that's what coach does, you know. So you don't have to even be at that level of, you don't have to be Michael Jordan to see where he can improve, you know. So that's what we are trying to do as well. Okay, so but the question to you is then, how competitive then in life, you know, and are you? And actually, what kind of motivates you and fuels you in life, And obviously, no, I mean, I'm sorry, in basically competitive gaming, let's say, but in life, obviously as well. So, how competitive are you? What motivates you and fuels you?
I think I'm quite competitive, but not in a way how do you say it? It makes my life bad. I mean, that sounds quite dramatic, but I think if you're overly competitive, you're trying too hard every day can make you very tired and worn out, and can also disappoint you a lot. And you can only get going off the adrenaline of winning again. And that's not what I recognize in myself. But I always try to get the best out of things. So, for example, life sounds pretty deep, but life is temporary. So you need to make sure every day here is fun. Get the most out of it.
I agree.
And that's what I try to do every day on work, on other things I do. And yeah, I just like to put my energy and, like you said before, passion in things and become better at it and just train and practice. But also I can enjoy losing or whatever, it's more about the fun for me. Just have fun in life and do things you love. And yeah, like that, if you work on that every day and just keep on going, I think the most important thing in the end is that you're having fun, and even in losing can be a lot of fun.
Very nicely said again, man. You're dropping bombs here, but to me it's beautiful to hear you about very beautiful moment. Honestly, I'm taking the time just to appreciate the moment, beautiful moment we're sharing, and I mean it in a good way, But okay, but then let's say okay, but still, Max, that sounds nice and dandy, right?
Yeah.
But Max, you have to. I think you understand it as well. You want to win, right? You do want to win, and if it's obviously if you become the champion of something like this, maybe it's not like CS:GO champion, maybe, but obviously even here, it's like something has to kind of motivate you and fuel you in terms of even the worst adversity, and you're like, fuck it, no, I'm still winning. It's like you see what I mean. It can't be like, oh no, let me dabble in failure, let me enjoy the failure. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's quite difficult because honestly, I'm thinking about what really fuels me then, and I don't really know. I think it is the competitive part in me for sure, but I don't feel it like an fiery way, For example, like Progress said, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be stronger, etc. I respect it a lot, I really do, but I don't feel it that way. I think for me, it's more that you just want to get, like I said before, get the best out of everything you do. And that empowers me a lot. And if you want to get the best out of something, winning is the best you can get out of tourney.
True.
Nice and I think that is what empowers me to win a tourney. If I do something, I want to do it good. I want to put time and energy in it, because I think it's a waste of your time if you don't do that. If you play a tourney and you don't go for it 100%, then why are you doing it? Because then put your time in something else.
Yeah, just like kind of like it sounds like a little bit of a participation trophy or whatever. Now, obviously, it's amazing that we had all the participants, and again, they all were acknowledged. They all had commentary. They all had were obviously mentioned in videos and stuff. We thank them for everything. But again, you were there to win.
Yeah, of course, but I think everybody was. And
everybody was.
At that moment, the level of the player doesn't really matter. It's more like if you get there, try to get the best out of it, try to win. I think every participant trained, try to get the best, and that's what you should do. And if this isn't your tourney, then maybe the next one will be, and you can win that one. I mean, I lost probably more than I won things, and just keep going and try to make the best out of it. And that's also, it's not like a huge fire burning on the inside, but I think if you throttle it down, or just concentrate it, it's just trying to be good at the things you do.
And
Because if you put time in things, and the only thing that is a limited resource in our life is time.
yeah.
So use it wisely, you know.
Very nicely said, man. Amen to that. And it's like, obviously, like, you know, if you do your best, no matter, again, if a player like prepares like you, or somebody is there for fun, you know, but they still did their best. Again, like we take Max, who like maybe at some points, I'm not gonna say over prepared, but let's say you really try to prepare, you know, very well, and you try to win. But there is another guy who is also kind of, you know, preparing his best, but he's more there, even more to a fun, you know, to just have fun. It's all well, if again you did, considering the circumstances, your very best, then, you know, win, lose, or draw, you can move on, you know, and you can enjoy, and you can say, wow, that was an interesting experience, and then let me maybe go to fucking MK5 and see if I can beat then the others there, you know. So
Yeah, exactly.
so, but okay, Max, that degree is understandable, and again, it's fun, yeah, and stuff like this. But, for example, nobody, when you came in, now respectfully, even me, I saw how fucking, you know, great you were, and Basta, and for example the newcomer Hardy, oh my gosh, I could also, when I played against him, you know, he just, you know, came to play, and it was like, I never like a guy, you know, just starts playing and he's like a
He's
fucking
very
destroyer.
good.
Yeah,
He's a very good player.
but
Absolutely.
that's what I mean. Something even tells me that maybe you, tell me if I'm wrong, but it feels like people would never think you would actually kind of win from, especially from the beginning, for sure. Now, obviously, you had the opponent Punisher, you know, and obviously thereafter you won him. Well, they gained a little bit of trust, let's say like this. But point anyone, you know, from the get-go, it would be very tough to say, oh yeah, Max, oh yeah, he's gonna win. That's what I mean. It's like, does actually, even in life, for example, when somebody tells you like you can't do something or whatever, does it fuel you kind of additionally to be kind of even counted out, you know, and be like, holy fucking shit, I'm gonna show you, motherfucker, you know. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, of course. I'm not sure actually, because I don't think anybody ever told me something like that.
Sure,
I think
but
you should surround yourself with the people that, you know, I always say, when you're in a room of people, you should be the dumbest one, you know. You should always surround yourself with smarter people.
wow.
And that way you keep on developing yourself and improving yourself. And that's what I try to do, to just keep going. And I'm not really sensitive for, how do you say it, people saying, yeah, you can do that or you can do this. That doesn't really power me, because for me personally, hatred or revenge is not really a good driver, you know.
Nice words.
It doesn't work for me. For some people it works really well, you know, and that's great. But then I get back to the thing I said before, you know, work on the things that do work for you. And for me, it's more about the constant drive of developing yourself and trying to do things for yourself and not for other people.
Yeah.
So no, I don't really recognize myself in how you stated it. Like, you
like,
can do
for
this,
example, you know, for example, being kind of left out of the conversation, or feeling slighted a little bit.
Yeah.
But okay, but I do feel, because, you know, let's be honest, negativity, you know, and stuff like this does happen in life. Sometimes even quite often, you know, honestly, sometimes it's even, you know, you feel like punch after punch or whatever. But like, sometimes it does still kind of the negative part of life. Let's say, can it still kind of propel Max? Let's say that it's like, oh, okay, this happened, but I'm gonna be even, I don't know, above it, or like better than it, or I'm gonna use it then to my fuel. Not saying even people, but in general, like, does any negative part motivate you, you know, if that sounds logical, what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does sound, but I also really believe that if you think that good things will happen, and I'm not trying to say this like in a spiritual way, you know, it sounds very soft.
Sure.
But for example, if you go to a job interview and you think, oh shit, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get a job, and maybe they don't like the impression I give them, which are all normal thoughts that everybody has, you know, I have them too. But the moment you just tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna nail this, you know, you're confident and you're sitting there like you already have the job, and it's just like an how do you say it, a normal conversation.
Yeah.
Somehow you manage to realize things much better. So if you go for a job or for the match, for example, if you start the match with the feeling you're gonna win, and you're gonna nail it, and you're gonna wreck their opponent, then there's a good chance it's also happening, because you get what you're. Yeah, there's a Dutch saying, je oogst wat je zaait, and it's like when I'm not even sure how to translate it to English, but it's more like you get what you deserve. I think that's a little bit how they say it. But if you put something in something, you get the output, And for negative things in your life, yeah, of course they happen. But for me, the most important part is to not stay with the negativity too long.
Okay, that brings... yeah, sure, continue, I'm sorry.
Like I said, something happens, for example, you make a mistake in your work, and it costs some money, or it's a problem for the customer. Of course, you're like, shit, it happens, and it gets you off guard. But then, for me, it really works to just analyze the situation. Okay, what happened? And then take the negative energy as positive and make sure it doesn't happen again. And if you keep on doing that, you keep improving.
Beautifully said. It's like, I remember Musashi, or I think it was Musashi who said it, but still don't quote me on that. I'm just saying, and samurai way, it's like that actually is also the question to you. It's like that. If you think about your kind of enemy and don't focus on yourself, it's like, if you think like beside you is an enemy who is like so freaking strong, he's so fucking good, you stop focusing on yourself, you will basically surely lose. You need to always keep your kind of, in even like maybe a little bit be just a tad bit maybe unrealistic even. It's like, hey, I can win, I can do it, yeah. And that's what that's actually brings me to the next question, which is also very important. So when you prepared for the matches or when you play competitively, how much do you take the enemy into account and adjust specifically for him, a game plan for him? Or you try to maybe, okay, I account more for myself, but I just try to place myself maybe in a map or in an environment of the enemy. So do you prepare for the enemy specifically, or you much more focus just on yourself and don't even try to take into account him that much?
No, of course you account on the enemy, but I think for me, it always works very well to improvise on the situation. Preparation is important, but you also need to improvise at the moment the match starts, because you can have the feeling that Punisher is gonna pick spam 2 and own me on it, which he did, but maybe he doesn't, and he does something else, and then your whole preparation and your whole plan, and you can throw it off.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah.
So of course you need to think about it and look at the strategy, but also you need to have faith in your own improvise and adaptive skills to win the match.
Wow, I love it, man. I just so fucking love everything you're saying right now, really. And okay, basically, I love it, and we could even maybe do, but who knows? Maybe we'll have someday even part 2 of this interview or whatever. But let's for now basically.
When I win the next championship, we
can
do another one.
Yeah, that's the beast mode talking right now. Yeah, I love it. But let's still one more question then about competitiveness, and then a couple of overall points. So about competitiveness, basically the last thing I would ask from you in terms of this interview. So for example, let's now, we have talked about Punisher a lot too, but let's now return to Plograd just for a second. So he keeps his competitiveness, quite external. But basically trash talk. Maybe you even seen, I bet you've seen a couple of those videos, and he, let's be honest, he was, even a bit dismissive, throwing a couple of jabs at you and stuff like this, and all the other, beautiful elements of the game, with a pinch of arrogance and brash, but you keep your competitiveness, I see, internal, you know. But I know you're one very fucking competitive motherfucker. Again, man, it's just true, you know. But again, I've seen, you know, glimpses of your beast mode and the headspace you're gone on, you know, and even sometimes I remember a couple of times, you know, you have, oh shit, man, Max, yeah, that's very interesting. So I remember we talked with you, blah blah blah, and sometimes you responded to me so fucking how to say, so fucking also brash, or you know, quick, or like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck him up, you know. I'm not gonna say who or whatever, you know. I'm not saying even Plograt or whatever, but and I hope, Max, it's okay that I'm saying this. It's just that sometimes you show me glimpses of a fucking killer inside of you, and I'm not exaggerating. So do tell me again, you don't show that side of you again publicly. Do tell me, what are your thoughts about everything? I don't even have a specific question, I'm sorry, but all that I've just said, like, general view of this, you know, of this person inside of you.
Yeah. Yeah, well, to the beginning, you know, I don't really see it as trash talking from Plograt. I think it's also having fun, you know, and
True.
trying to, how do you say it, yeah, if you throw some words, you know, and you know people don't mean them in a bad way, it can also spice up the discussion and the game. You know, it just makes it more fun. And I think also the things we said, you know, or maybe I said to you, I don't remember all of them. Maybe that's better, but I don't think they're meant with any too much seriousness. You know, it's of course you want to win, you wanna play the game, you wanna beat the opponent, but it's more in a fun way, you know, like in a sportive way. You know, really a beast mode, I don't know if I have one. I didn't find it yet. You know, it's not like with full moon I turn into something else.
Into a werewolf, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay,
would be nice though. It would be practical.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, yeah, if you live a good life, better not have, you know, supernatural shit happening. But but hey, yeah, well, what I mean, I do see in you for sure. Well, obviously, everyone has.
What kind of things did I say then? I'm quite curious. Do you still remember?
Yeah, I remember, like, well, I can say then, yeah, a couple of examples, but I'm not gonna say in terms of names or whatever. Yeah, you allow me to do that then.
I'm quite curious now.
Because yeah, you said to someone, one opponent of yours. Oh yeah, I remember. Even I think I told you that something was told, not even by him. Maybe, you know, I can't, you know, remember also a lot of things, but it was like, oh, okay, I'm fucking ready for him or something. You said many.
Of course.
Yeah, but you use those words which are very strong, you know, and very strong.
Yeah.
And even being on a call with you, sometimes you say something, you know, like. Something like, you know, you say something very quickly, very like brash and very like, you know, yeah, you know, it's something like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking win this fucking shit, something like this. I'm sorry, I know it sounds a little bit maybe exaggerating, but honestly,
I wasn't lying though, right?
Yeah, you wasn't. You want the whole goddamn thing. But that's what I mean. In a respectful way, in a respectful to your opponent's way. Obviously, you know, I know you're very respectful of your opponents. But again, I seen glimpses of this kind of killer inside of you. So would you say, and we are gonna wrap this up now. So would you say that you, amongst other things, you do have a little bit of that kind of killer inside of you? Let's say, you know, figuratively speaking.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Of course, it would be nice if I said yes, but I just don't see it that way.
Sure, no worries.
And
absolutely.
Of course, I want to win. I want to play the games, and it's fun. But most of it is fun, you know. Or not most. I think it's all because I want to have fun. That's the most important thing. And of course, you know, if there's a life death situation, of course you know, if it's a situation where it's you are in a life-threatening situation, then of course there another person comes out.
Yeah.
But not in a way, you know, playing SOF2, which is really fun, and it's been a big part of my life, or at least the life I had so far.
Well,
it's all been fun and games, and No, I don't recognize myself as a killer. You know.
Well, I just know one thing about Max. Let me just tell it to everybody straight up that you're a dangerous man and you're a bad man, and I love
Because
that about you.
he's
Now,
a
you're a very kind, great, and a good man, but there
man.
is a dangerous man inside of there for sure. So, yeah, and it's just my fucking opinion. I can
Yeah.
walk away with it.
Oh,
So, and you can say, yeah,
you're free to have it, man.
the best shit. But yeah, the best almost politically correct answer. But no, I love it, man. Yeah, and again, this is to celebrate you, and absolutely, you're fucking amazing. It's wonderful to have this interview, and we're gonna wrap this up. Basically, two last questions to you. So, MK5. What do you kind of expect? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about this tournament in vacuum in the future? What do you want to see, and what do you want to see out of yourself?
First, I want to see you as a tourney manager with Punisher and all the other people. Because you organize it very well, so that's important. I think it's the half of the experience is everything around it. So
Yeah,
I think that's a very important part. I would love to see the market, the Jordan market map.
Yeah.
That would be very nice.
Gotcha.
And I think I'm not sure if it's even possible, but because the player pool now was 20, I think 20 players.
18, yeah, because 16 makes the bracket, then 18. No, wait, yeah, because I think 18, right? Yeah, because you have then after the preliminary rounds with you and Basta, yeah, and Punisher, only one got advanced, yeah. So yeah, 18 basically it was, but we had MK2 and MK3 were 32 people, and I think we can do something grand with MK5. The anticipation is for sure building up for the future for this. We have a huge anticipation, but as soon as me and Punisher have time for it, it's not easy. It's not easy.
No, I can imagine. It takes a lot of time, but it would be nice, maybe 2v2 mode.
Yeah, possible, very possible. We'll do our best, and we'll be thinking about the future for sure. In general, what do you think of then maybe the future of SOF2? Just overall vision. Do you see that? Because we understand that the game is is now kept alive basically by just the people that are basically in it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you see like SOF2 having a glimpse of light at the end of the tunnel, or what are your thoughts about this as a shooter, as a game, and the future?
Well, I don't see any future for SOF, and it sounds a bit dramatic. Of course, there will be the people who play it out of nostalgic feelings.
Sure.
And I think those are the people who keep the community alive, There will be just a small community. I mean, even now, I stayed at the Legend server. We have 800 people, but let's be honest, what's 800 people in a game? I mean, look at games like League of Legends, Fortnite, etc. I mean, those are millions of players. And that doesn't mean that you should stop putting your time and energy in it, because it makes a lot of people like you, like me, like Aria, like Basta. It puts a smile on our face and we love to play it. It brings a lot of fun. And then we should do it. But I don't see like a glorious year for SOF2 with hundreds of new players and so I think it would just keep going like it is now. And do we need any more,
Nicely said. I just wanted to. I also had the same thought at the same time with you. Is that do we really need more? Maybe it's the best that way. Actually, we have because the more players, the more diluted it also becomes, and we have like the most passionate people around for sure. And for example, even if we take what the MDK is doing, still making mods for for SOF2, doing their excellence and Hop and Fragpit, and again. The players like you who are doing their excellence, isn't that kind of enough, to be honest?
No, I think it is, right?
Yes. And on that, actually, kind of, it's not even a bittersweet. It's actually a very beautiful note because I do believe, SOF2 has future. And let's say, hey, there, I would say that in my estimation, there could be a little bit of a renaissance in SOF2. Even with the Corona, let's say, people have returned. A lot of them have returned to game, and maybe some future generations, let's say, quote unquote, could be introduced a little bit more. And I would say that maybe, hey, communities can grow, but I would say it wouldn't grow to a lot, but every growth we get is still positive. But it shouldn't be like we are trying to, I don't know, become 100,000 players strong. That's even bullshit, I would say.
Oh, I think there are a few people who are really important for the, how do you say, the footprints Soft still has at this moment.
Yeah.
And I think, well, you're one of them. I think it's really important, the things you do for the community and keeping it alive. It's important because if people don't do it, it has a slow death. It's bleeding out. And yeah, so keep on doing it, man. If you have faith in the game and if you think it's gonna grow and you can bring maybe new generations to it, well, keep your energy on it, keep it focused, and keep on doing what you're doing, because you see how it works.
Thank you.
See how many people come together for the tourney, for the MK3, MK4.
Yeah. Well, thank you a lot. Yeah, but for example, me, as we all understand, I'm just I'm just kind of a piece of the puzzle, because the puzzle is like all the people, all the communities, everybody, even kind of even down to the smallest Egyptian player, who just comes in casually to play. Now, I might be just a tad bit, kind of maybe bigger piece in that puzzle, but I'm still just a piece, just the smallest kind of. I'm just still a small piece of that, in the grand scheme of things. But I do agree that our enthusiasm, and everything that we represent, and do for SOF2, it can grant it, even a positive future. I would say that SOF2 is alive and well, alive and well. So
yeah, absolutely.
So, and thanks to people like you, it's alive and well as well. So, Max, thank you for this interview.
Oh, thanks, man.
It
was fun doing it.
It was fun now it's fun just to get it done, honestly. I mean, it's in a good way. It's just first we did. Let's see if maybe we will even do a small series of something like this. Not saying like, with you, but maybe, maybe interchanging parts. Then you come around as a guest. Who knows, who knows what the future brings.
Yeah. And then we should do it on location, with a beer. you arrange your own studio, and then we invite everybody.
The real kind of fucking podcast. Yeah, it would be also beautiful. Exactly. But who knows what time brings. But still, no, Max. Let's focus on this exactly. That it was It was amazing to speak to you. It was amazing to get in your brain a little bit. And thank you. And hey, and on MK5, I expect to see Max in his top shape again.
Oh no! I start practicing already then. Let me fire up SOF2 and go into the server.
Well, yeah, man. Anyway,
is it still up though? The soft server.
111.
Yeah.
Not right now. We are going through the mod transition. I believe we'll finish it and then we'll see. Yeah, but it will take some time. But we will do our very fucking best. We for sure won't leave one stone unturned. To strive for excellence, just like you do. But the thing is that. Yeah, Max, you are a champion, and that's beautiful. And the thing is that it can never be, kind of taken from you, because, once you are a champion, you are a fucking champion, and that's beautiful. The same with even Plograd, who is now upset, or Punisher, Still, they were champions. They were the best and obviously maybe at their time, but it still doesn't take anything away from anyone. And again, the finalists to get to the finals here is also a fucking grind for sure. And aside from even the finals, I would say even anyone, everyone. Again, we all are in it. We all are getting better, and we all are playing for fun and doing our best.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. You're the best.
we will see each other in the tourney. And we're gonna have a lot of fun.
I can't wait to commentate your matches again. And to everyone that has listened to us, thank you. And this will be up, and hopefully people will like it. And at least if we get even one person listening to it, maybe from beginning to the end, it will be fucking epic. Okay.
Thanks, mate. Take your time.
Max, you are the best. See ya.
Ciao,
Love
ciao.
you. Thank you.
Bye bye.